Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a Hibiki run, testing out a build for him. The only thing too different I'm running for Mind Crystals here is the potential refreshes +4. Hibiki really needs a lot of upgrades into one or two potentials, so the extra refreshes are going to help out with that. I'll try bringing it back up to 120% HP. Or maybe I'll do 90. I did 60 last run, and 60 was a bit too fast. 120 is definitely possible, but it starts to have some damage fall off around, like, either Susano or Susano and the boss before that. It's mainly Susano that's really difficult to fight as Hibiki, it feels like. So there's a couple different things I've been messing around with for Hibiki. One of them is the Legacy Black Hole. It feels really strong. It helps pull enemies together for his short-range attacks, so it helps out a lot in that regard. But the problem with it is that uh, you start without your skill cold or whatever you need for your main DPS, and you have to rely on getting those throughout the run. Getting the cold itself isn't that bad, but you lose a lot of damage from not having it ascended to gold tier. I forgot to start up my music, so let me do that real quick, and then we'll start the run. I've been having a lot of fun with Hibiki. He just hasn't felt as strong as other characters that I've played. Ugh, I got Afterlife Bombs right out of the start of the run, which is always a good sign. So I want to go a mix of Dual Wing, Double Smash, and Endlos Slays. I I really want to get my Endlos Slays and SP skill before anything else. Endlos Slays is the main bossing tool I'm going to be using throughout the run. So if you... Oh shit, I picked a really bad time. Yeah, let's lock myself in place while there's a fucking bomb underneath me. But yeah, you hold down the... Man, it's really hard to use this with the bombs around. Okay, I'll show it here. I hold down the skill button, and clones automatically go out to enemies and attack them. It does really good DPS. It's just, like you could see here, the main issue with it is that it locks you into place, and you're very susceptible to taking damage, which is the problem with Susano, since he's so aggressive compared to other enemies and bosses in this game. So that's one place where Jin's Legacy passive really comes into play. I think it's like probably the best Legacy passive in the game in my opinion, just in general, but on this build in particular it's even more important than others. I've been trying to get more efficient with my shop usage. I'm not sure if it's efficient enough to refresh, but I think it is. Oh, well, that sucks. I really need an extra potential or two before the boss, and that's what I'm looking for with the shops. I want to replace my lightning cloud with chain lightning on attacks, if possible. I either go chain lightning on attacks or light wave when I'm doing this. Nah, I don't think it's gonna give me chain lightning on my attacks, since I already have the thundercloud. I think I'm just gonna sell this for extra money, because I want to change my thundercloud to black hole anyways. And the extra money is pretty efficient. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pass up on triple dash, because I really want the upgrade where the clones explode is one of the more important ones. It really increases the damage that it deals. Let's see if I can... Nice, I got my triple dash from here. So thanks to saving my money for the shops, I was able to enter the first boss fight with already having 4 potentials. It's gonna make a huge difference. And you can see the DPS that the Endlos Lace is doing already. Like I said, the main issue with it is just how long you get locked into place from using it. So you really need to either... Oops, I tried to dodge into the things there, but I missed the timing, I guess. You really either need to pick your attack timings carefully, or you need something like Jin Legacy Passive that gives you invulnerability. Okay, now I'm going to be trying Double Wing Smash along with this, because I have a feeling this is how you activate a hidden effect. I've tried a bunch of other things, and I haven't been able to find the hidden effect for Endlos yet. And I'm thinking this one would make the most sense, because it's another skill with clones. Oh, did that lock me into place for the entire time, too? I'm gonna have to try that on the next stage. Or I guess here, since some of the enemies lived. That time it seemed fine. I'll have to test it some more. I don't want any of these, honestly. I guess it's free money. Oops. I'm getting my inputs mixed up. Okay, no, it doesn't lock me into place. It always feels kind of awkward having, like, some skill inputs are on the dash key, and some skill inputs are on the skill key. So it's hard when I swap characters a lot to remember which inputs are which. I'm not really liking the clone skill. The up plus dash one. This one. It doesn't seem like it's really doing anything right now. But maybe once it gets more upgrades, it'll be better. That's how I felt about Endlos Lace at first, too. It didn't seem like it was doing a lot until I started getting some of the upgrades for it. And that's the other part where this build really struggles, is that it really needs a lot of upgrades into Endlos Lance and SP skill to really work properly. And it's harder to get a lot of potentials if you're playing on lower entropy settings. Since on the higher entropy, you start with more money, and you get more money from selling things. The other weakness of in those places where enemies are spread out. This isn't really a good place to try and show it. But the clones will like alternate into attacking all the different enemies, so the damage gets spread out too much. And that's where having the black hole really comes in handy. It just pulls everything together for you. You could also use something like, you could use Mai's legacy skill if you wanted. I like having Lambda for the extra MP gain. And I like her legacy skill as well. It just helps out, helps pick off enemies that are outside of my normal attacking range. Because that's Hibiki's biggest weakness, is his attacking range. He's made more to, like, fight single-target enemies, but then, for some reason, he doesn't really seem to have the damage to really back up that playstyle. Other characters can do way more damage than him and do it in AoE at the same time. Alright, I guess we gotta see if I can... Oh, I took an upgrade for Chain Lightning out of habit, so now I can't get the Black Hole. I don't think it'll even give me the option to replace it. That's a bit annoying, but we'll just deal with it. But yeah, there's a lot of characters like Lambda and Noelle, which can just do way more damage and also have way more AoE than Hibiki. I don't think any character in this game feels like weak to the point of where they can't clear the hardest difficulties of runs, but it's just... There's definitely some characters that are way more powerful than others. And that might change as people find different like tactics setups or potential setups for characters. There's definitely a lot of room for exploration in this game. Like with Hibiki, I really thought he was weak until I started using this build with the Endlos slaves. But there's always room for things to change. You should never take anyone's single opinion of a character as a fact, I guess. I'm trying to think of how to word it. I should upgrade my Endlos lace more, but I like having this extra way of attacking as well, so I'll pick up that. This gives a down and attack combo that gives you a ranged option of attacking. It's good for a lot of situations. Either if you want to like push enemies away from you, push them to where they're together, or just attack from outside of range. Let's see if I can get a quick kill on this boss. I waited a little bit too long to freeze, so I'll try and do it when he comes back. Okay, so I'll freeze and then use Endlos Slice here. No, not enough damage. I don't know if my SP skill would have done better damage or not. I don't think so. Here, but... Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but it worked. I wanted to use my glaives and then my SP skill, but I guess I just misinputted it. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. I misinputted the skill. I was trying to say misinputted it, but the two words were too similar, and it was messing me up. I'm getting very overwhelmed between the... So, down B is the input for my SP skill, hold, or I should say down plus skill is the input for the SP skill, and then I have hold skill, regular version of the skill, and then also up plus dash. It's a lot to remember for inputs. Especially because of the fact that I'm always playing different characters. If I was just playing one character every time, it would be really easy to get the muscle memory down of what each move is. But it's pretty rare that I play the same character more than like 2 runs in a row. I'm always switching. Part of that's just because that's the way I usually play games anyways, but I want to get content out for every character in the game, just so people can see their character played if they search for it. I don't know if I'll make guides for every character, but I at least want there to be like some content out for the characters. Guides will probably be reserved to characters that I feel a lot more confident about. Like, Lambda is definitely my best character in the game, both in terms of like my favorite and I feel the most confident playing and talking about her. But for some of the other characters, I don't feel as confident talking about them, either because just my skill level with them isn't as good, or I don't like their playstyle as much, so I haven't really tested them as much as other characters. So here's a case where I was talking about the down attack is really strong, where you have a lot of enemies in a flat area like this. It'll take all of them away from you, it does a lot of damage, and it groups them all together for you as well. Man, I'm really not impressed with the up plus dash potential though. That was stupid. I don't know what I was doing there. I guess I just completely misread my jump. Stages with flying enemies are really annoying for Hibiki to deal with. Luckily I have the ice spikes, which just kills them all for me. I need a fish for my... So this makes it where they'll explode, but I need this upgrade to finish Endlos Lace, and then I think I need the first upgrade from here to see if it procs the hidden effect for Endlos. Let's go ahead and get rid of the rest of my debuffs. Self-recovery is an annoying debuff to deal with. Now, something I should bring up here, I don't think I mentioned it in my other videos. If you look up at the top left of the screen right now, one of the entropy effects that I'm playing around is that there's a timer that counts down. If that timer goes to 0, then I start taking damage constantly. In this case, if I were to take a room like max HP, or a tactic room, or a potential room, for all of those you have to go through a combat stage. In the combat stages, your timer is constantly ticking down, and on average combat stages take around a minute. There are some that take less and some that can take more, but I usually consider like a minute average for combat stages. If I go to event or exchange here, I'll show you, that timer does not count down during this entire time. So you basically just get a free room in terms of the timer. Here we go, I think I got my hidden effect now. So if I were to go through the combat stage, I'd probably only have like 2 minutes left going into the boss area, but now I'm gonna have 3 minutes because I chose a non-combat stage instead. That's something very important for high entropy stuff, especially the 100 entropy run. Okay, so I did get the hidden effect. Endlos Lace, the clones explode in a larger range now. So if you're doing your run, try and get all the Endlos Lace upgrades, and then maybe just the first one to unlock this, and then when the clone gets hit and explodes, it deals more damage in a larger range. Or I think you could skip this entirely. I don't really feel like the larger range clones are necessary, but I wanted to try them out. There we go. I want to get the... Well, that's exactly why I wanted the Jin passive, but it just didn't last long enough. Or I should have used it quicker, probably. Because a lot of bosses will just move out of the SP skill. Now, look how fast I can use my SP skill again. It's crazy how fast the clones proc or stack it up. I can use it again. I used it 3 times within the span of like 30 seconds. That's pretty crazy. I don't really care about the whirlwind roll. It's good if you're running a build around your normal skill, but in this case I'm using all my mana, or my MP, on the Endlos Lace instead. There are builds based around the just like normal the normal skill, with like the rotating glaives where they follow you around, that are strong, but they really seem to have problems during the boss fights. That's kind of feels like Hibiki in general, based on my experience. It's just all the builds feel good until you start fighting bosses, and then all of them start having problems there. Can't see what's going on. This stage is way too small, and between the frost bursts going off and the Endless Lace explosions, I couldn't see what was happening there. I should use my health thing. I think now that I got all the potentials I want, I should start stacking HP. Especially since I took the black market. This is where things get really difficult, is towards the end of the run, for Hibiki in particular. There's a lot of enemies here that have ranged attacks or really heavy hitting attacks. And Hibiki just has such short range, or he locks himself into place with the Endlos Lace. That's where having the black holes on your legacy would really come in handy. You can just black hole everything together and hold down Endlos Lace, and you'll kill like the entire room at once. It's very effective. It's very effective, it's just boring to play, in my opinion. Yeah, this clone skill just feels kind of garbage. The up plus dash input one. And I just threw myself directly into a projectile there. Ow! Ah, it's not going well. Everything got so much more difficult at this last area, it feels like. One of the really big issues, it's hard to see with this yellow background, but one of the debuffs I have right now is extra armor, which means enemies have an extra layer of their HP bar where they can't be staggered at all. And that's making me take a lot more damage from these projectiles that they're using. Normally they wouldn't be getting as many projectiles out, but I'm not ready for that fact. I should have got rid of a debuff. I thought I had more money for some reason. This is not good. I think I'll just focus for this room. That's exactly what I was talking about. I swung at the enemy there, and he just hit me back, because instead of taking hit stun like he normally would, he has the armor. Alright, we made it through it. It wasn't good, but we made it. I think this might be one of the better upgrades to pair with your Endlos Lays. It gets on a really low cooldown time with some of the upgrades, and then if you get the invincibility during it, it helps out a lot. But yeah, that room was very tough because of... In rooms like that, where you're on either a time limit or a limit of how many enemies you need to kill, a lot more enemies spawn at once, and they respawn much quicker. So in that situation where they're all having armor, where I can't stagger them, and a lot of them are using projectiles or dashing, it's just a very tough situation to be in. At this point, I don't think the tactics are worth it. I pretty much have all I need anyways. And I don't want to be adding in debuffs. Hopefully this will be Ori'd. Nope. Guess I'll have to use my last mixture here. I barely got that SP skill off in time. I think I got her here. What? Oh, come on. Oh well, we'll be fine. We got triple rolls, so... Or triple dash, so this is really no issue. Huh. I thought I still had immunity frames there, but I guess that one tagged me right in between rolls. If you've ever doubted the the what I say about triple dash having way too many immunity frames. Just look at that situation where I just spammed it through everything. Alright, I've seen clips of people that use the triple roll for Susano's third phase, where he's spamming the, like, pillars. It's really good during that, too. It's just a lot of immunity frames you get back-to-back, and there's not a whole lot of downtime either. It's funny because there's a hidden effect with Taukaka that gives you unlimited dashes in a row. And I think you can just use it to be basically invincible whenever you want. I don't know if maybe she gets less iframes or there's some downtime. It seems like it would be pretty funny. Ooh, this is gonna get really painful. I need to get some money. Let me try and kill a couple things around here. If you're not killing some of the enemies from the Omega Sector, the ones that, like, teleport onto you and deal an AoE, they'll just keep following you. So, I got into a pretty bad situation where I had a bunch of them on me, and there were a bunch of enemies on the screen as well. This boss should be no problem for the Endlos Slays. I think that's already one phase down. Oh, nope, not yet. I've never done the hard mode version of this boss. Doesn't matter though, I killed it so fast. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it'll be any issue. This, that boss has low HP to make up for the fact that it's hard for some characters to hit it. So if you are a character that can hit it very efficiently, then you just explode it like that. Now I finally got my Staggering Cuts upgrade for making me invincible. So assuming I actually remember to use it, it'll help out during the boss fight. I'm curious what hidden effect that activated. I bet it was this one, where my Heavy Strike is invincible. Now, I'm not gonna full clear the Omega Sector, because I've only got 4 minutes, but I really want to try and get rid of the butterflies and the armor. Well, I guess the armor doesn't matter anymore, because it's Susano. I need to get rid of the kill streak reduction, because I think it's like a 30% damage cut. It's a pretty big amount of damage cut that you get if you're not at a certain kill streak. Maybe it's not as harsh as 30%, but it's... any percentage of damage cut is pretty harmful. Especially when you're going into a boss that has like 600,000 effective HP. He's got 200,000 just from this phase alone. I want to try and wait to use my SP skill until he locks himself into place. Alright, now is the perfect time for the SP skill. I'm not sure if it counts as being behind him, since I'm kind of... Wait, I'm on? That was really dumb. I thought that being in the corner there would be considered, like, behind the projectiles, but I was still taking damage from them. This fight's so tough. Because you can't get out of the Endlos slice fast enough sometimes. And the animation, or the, like, explosions are really covering up the boss. So it can be hard to see when he's even attacking until it's too late. That was a bad example of using SP skill at a bad time. Like I said, you really want to wait till he's locked into some kind of animation. Otherwise, he can just walk out of it. Alright, here's where the fight gets real. I just want to stay at a distance and play around what he's doing. Well, SP skill here for the extra invincibility frames. Oh no. I really hate it when my ice spikes or something proc the counter. Okay. That was a close run. But I think I did the Susano fight pretty decently. I know I'm not, like, real great at dodging the boss attacks, but it's a lot harder on Hibiki especially, so I'm glad I made it through it. To deal with the boss fights, especially, like I said, Susano in particular is the one that's very difficult with Hibiki in general. And with the Endlos slice, that kind of locks you in place for long amounts of times. You want to play around your Jin Legacy passive as much as possible. You get immunity frames for the entire duration of it, so it just gives you free time to attack. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well, I'm probably just gonna end up deleting this legacy character anyways. So that run took 1850. My other test run at 120% only took 16. But I was just basically black holing everything together and spamming Endlos Lakes the entire time. Whereas this one I was trying to throw in more variety to it. There's another thing you could try to do with your mind crystals if you're worried about Susano. So you could change things around a little bit to where after respawning you deal 200% more damage and are invincible for 5 seconds. That would give you a window where you deal a whole lot of damage with your Endlos Lace, and it gives you 5 seconds to just hold it down without having to worry about anything. And then you could take the... There's an extra revive somewhere in here. Yeah, this one. So you could try something like that too if you're really struggling with Susano and you're not struggling with the rest of the run. You could try to switch things up. Mind crystals are very flexible in that you can change them around to your own playstyle. I didn't really end up using the potential refreshes, but I think they were nice to have because I ran into other runs where I run out of refreshes really early on when I was trying to get my Endlos Slice upgrades. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.